A very concerned patient called into the hospital and said, "I'm diabetic and I'm afraid I have too much sugar today." The nurse asked, "Are you lightheaded?" "No," the caller answered, "I'm a brunette." I think we'll all agree she had a little too much sugar. Ralph Nader said that if God hadn't intended us to eat sugar, He wouldn't have invented dentists. Clearly, sugar is desired and even craved by many of us. One person asked a nutritional expert, "What's the difference between white sugar and brown sugar?" The expert quickly said back, "White sugar is white and brown sugar is brown." A classic song from a beloved Walt Disney movie makes the claim that a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. There may be some truth to that in dealing with nasty tasting medicine, but my design is to try to keep you from having to take either. Contrary to what many food commercials may lead you to think, sugar is not a vitamin or a mineral. Because of recent nutritional warnings, it seems that everyone's a bit paranoid about the negative effects of high fructose corn syrup that we have in our foods. But table sugar is broken down by the body in the same way because both have fructose. In other words, fructose is fructose and the body can't tell the difference in the source. It's universally accepted that fructose is one of the major culprits behind the current epidemic of obesity. Fructose can only be metabolized by the liver, and when we consume too much, it takes a toll on that important organ in much the same way that alcohol does. Chronic exposure to fructose leads to the same problems and diseases that are associated with too much alcohol. There's tremendous negativity concerning alcoholism, but in reality, there are many more sugaraholics who are ultimately causing some of the same damage to their health and their body. Multiple studies have shown that for many, the sugar habit goes beyond being just a habit, and with some it approaches a dependence and even an addiction. It was found that it stimulates the same pleasure centers of the brain, causing the release of dopamine just like drugs such as cocaine, as well as alcohol and tobacco. Thus, it can cause the same vicious cycle that requires more and more consumption to experience the same feeling of pleasure, and then if you stop consuming that sweet drug, you experience some of the same ugly withdrawals. Now, part of the problem is that it is so difficult to avoid consuming sugar because over 80% of processed foods contain fructose in some form and amount. It's virtually everywhere, often hidden to avoid our detection. To add to the dilemma, most of those who are addicted are in denial. So if you dare, ask yourself these questions. Number one, do you crave sweets? When you take in some sugar, do you feel better for a while? Do you experience the same craving at around the same time each day? Do you try to resist that temptation? And when you do resist, how do you feel? Now, if you're completely honest with yourself, you may realize that you might have a sugar problem. Nobody's going to require that you go to an SA group meeting and stand up and admit, "Hi, I'm Steve and I'm a sugaraholic." But here are some suggestions that might help you get your life back on track. Number one, don't buy processed foods, especially sweets. What you buy, you eat. Have lots of healthy snacks like fruits and nuts, ready to reach for all the time. When you experience these cravings, change your activity. Get busy. Go on a walk, go jogging. Work in the garden, wash your car, or have an apple. I know this doesn't apply to you because you don't have the problem. Well, statistically speaking, you do. But okay, then help a friend or a family member get the monkey off their back. Now here's the message. If you're taking cocaine, just stop. If you're taking meth, stop. If you're using alcohol, stop. And if you're using sugar, stop. You can do it, and your liver will thank you.